I had no idea what I wanted to do in life. I was 16 years old. I was just about to finish high school, and I had no other aspirations or any ideas what to go to college for or anything. It all happened very suddenly, and I was just grateful that I got to do what I get to do. So we're doing this interview at the practice facility, so if you guys see anything in the background or hear any cribs screaming, then that's what it is. I was born in a really small town. It's pretty much my family, just my mom, my brother, grandparents, and my dad can occasionally see. My mom was raising us all on her own, and it was pretty stressful. So my grandparents would just come to kind of help relieve some of that pressure on my mom, and they'd take us to hotels, and it was always a really good time for me.
We used to call him Dennis the Menace when he was little because he was always kind of daredevil, always kind of getting into trouble, but not bad kind of trouble. He would jump off the high diving board when he was 2, and one time I left to go to school and my mom and dad were watching him. My mom phones me all frantic. Brady had decided to figure out how the toilet worked and lifted off the back tank and then put it back down and cracked the toilet and flooded the bathroom.
Yeah, I was a bit of a troublemaker when I was younger, for sure. In classes, my teachers would always get me in trouble for just leaving my desk and just talking to other students and causing a big ruckus.
Kind-hearted and soft and just a friendly little kid that everybody liked.
My mom was very supportive. She always is just so nice with everything, and she's made this possible. When I was younger, she got me into games like the Spyro and Crash and all that, the old school ones.
He's probably about 4 or 5 years old, trying to keep up with his older brother who is 3 years older, and we used to play Crash Bandicoot, the 3 of us as a family, and we'd have competitions, and then it would be whoever won got a prize, right? Usually a Slurpee or something.
We always had PS1s and 2s, but we got a PS3, and then we started playing Call of Duty together.
COD and the war games, which I didn't like too much.
So that's kind of how I got into competitive or multiplayer games.
I didn't even know what he was working towards, I guess I should say. I didn't know there was such a thing for pro teams, and he secretly was working towards being a pro gamer.
So this is where I used to live, and this is my old PC. This is my very first PC right here. Yeah, so these are my badminton rackets when I used to play, and I thought I was so cool with this gold racket. Yeah, these are my old soccer medals. So I played for a bit when I went to Calgary as well, but then just kind of stopped and got into the video games. Overwatch, I didn't even really plan to go professional, so I've never played professionally before. So as soon as I got into Overwatch, I played 12, 14 hours a day and just hard grinded the game.
We just moved back here to Calgary, and he was 16, and he came running out in the living room. Mom, 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 they want me to try out for this team.
They were an amateur team called Sody Pop, and then they lost one of their DPS players, so they were just looking to try people out from ladder and ranked players. So they contacted me. After a couple months, we started doing pretty good, and we qualified for a big tournament, and then an org wanted to sponsor us after that.
He said, Mom, 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 they want me to join this team, and I'm going to move to LA and make money. He was 16, and I'm like, whatever, Brady. I really didn't know anything about it, and I didn't believe it was even a thing. It was odd to me you could play video games, because for me it was always just for fun and entertainment, right? Not for a career.
She was really skeptical at first, but our CEO at the time, Noah Winston, got on a call with her and then basically convinced her that everything was okay. I mean, I moved out so young, right? My brother, he's still living at home, and I moved out at 17, so it was obviously very different about her losing a son that she didn't expect to go first, right?
Oh my gosh, he probably doesn't even know how hard it was for me. In my mind, I was expecting him maybe to go to college here and move away when he was 22, not when he was just my baby still. I think at that time he was the youngest on a team, so It hurt my soul when he left.
Yeah.
It really did. Like when that plane took off. I think he did start to come to realize, and then I had to realize too, like he's an adult, he's living in LA, like I can't be his mom and mother him anymore unless he needs me.
She came with me because I was like, you know, too young and she didn't want me like going to a different country by myself. So she like saw everything was legit, you know, she saw my contract and I was like making money and she's like, you know, this is actually like a real thing, and then she was okay with it. My first place I moved in was a big team house in Redondo Beach. When I got to LA and like met my teammates and stuff and like started like gelling with them, it was like a lot easier. But at first I was like really nervous because I've never been like away from home longer than like a sleepover at my friend's house. So it was like really crazy and I didn't expect to handle it as well as I did.
The in and out thing that we talked about?
Or, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't speak out at the time and I was really enraged. I tried to figure out why, and from my perspective, what he might have done to demand reaction like that from the team that promised me they'd take care of him. Like the mother bear in me was raging.
Big conversation with the rest of the coaching staff. One of the things he mentioned is that, you know, he thinks you're really...
I kept my mouth shut out of respect for Brady, but to see everyone, like his fans and the community and all that, stand up against that and support him really made me happy.
My supporters have always helped me through like difficult times in my career because I have like such a nice community, like in my Discord and my Twitch and even my like Twitter followers and stuff, and my Weibo as well. I made a Weibo, and like the Chinese fans that message me there are like so sweet and so supportive. I definitely got lucky because, you know, there's a lot of like hate comments on the internet, but if you have like a strong enough like support system, I guess like you kind of just have to like block that out.
I'll go on his stream quite a bit and chat a little bit with his fans. Last Christmas when he was home, we did an Agilities stream and I showed a bunch of photos of him, and then he taught me how to play Genji, which was, so he was doing the mouse and I was doing the keypad. It was really a lot of fun.
We can do it. We're in overtime and it's not burned off yet. We did it! Oh! Victory!
I definitely would like to stay in esports because I have no idea what I'd want to do, and like even like still to this day I have no idea what I would be doing if I wasn't in esports. So hopefully I get to stay around in this like field for a little bit longer, because you have to be like pro sports players that are still playing at like age 40, like Tom Brady and stuff like that, and you know LeBron James is like 35. So in esports it's much different because you need like the reaction times and, you know, the awareness. I just want to be a player for as long as possible.
Is it odd to look up to your son? Because I do. Because we want our kids to look up to us, but sometimes you gotta look up to your kids. He's been through a lot and handled it over well.
Some possible careers for me can be a vet, athlete, and McDonald's. Wait, why did I put McDonald's? I don't remember